Hello and welcome back, adventurers. Today we are talking about the people of Hazlan, their traditions and their problems that come with it. A lot of it comes on the basis of slavery, so please, if it's not what you want to engage with today, skip this one. I'll be here when you return. If you're still here, let's dive right into it. The people of Hazlan belong to two major ethnic groups, the Rashmani, who make up 90% of the human population, and are subservient to the Mulan, who make up most of the remaining 10%. The Rashmani are tough and sturdy folk, who tend to favor practicality in their appearance and attire. The wealthy Mulan have altogether different ideas about their style. They find hair on their scalp to be offensively unclean, so they ritually shave their heads daily. Their appearance of Mulan is made even more distinctive by their traditional practice of tattooing. All Mulan children receive their first tattoo at the age of 12, as a rite of adulthood. The first tattoo is placed on the scalp, slightly above the forehead, as a symbolic representation of the child's name. Adults can thereafter have themselves tattooed as often as they wish or can afford. Mulan tattoos often include pictographic representations of words or concepts. A staggering number of these symbols exist, yet they are able to recognize each one at a glance. But due to their meaning, they are not used for anything other than artistic representation, and the artist might be punished if they use them for writing. Rashmani are a poor and downtrodden folk, with nearly everything they work to produce taken to support their Mulan masters. The Governor's Council has divided the entire countryside of Hazlan between Mulan families, and each Rashmani has to pay tax to work for one of such governors. Through that system, they effectively become serfs, working the fields and tending the livestock of their Mulan overseers, or particularly brutal Rashmani retainers. Those folk who have valuable skills as craftsmen may be able to escape serfdom. Mulan have little interest in manual labor, yet they crave finely manufactured goods. A Rashmani with the talent to produce such goods, whether cloth, leather, wood or stone, can generate enough income for their family to live comfortably and independently. Rashmani tradition dictates that Rashmani seeking a spouse must provide a bride price, in either currency or goods, to the father of the chosen mate. These bride prices, usually ranging from 10 to 50 silver pieces, represent a substantial amount of wealth for the average Rashmani, and as a result, few marry young. Divorce after is not permitted by custom, though they do not face legal consequences for leaving a spouse, as the Mulan do not recognize Rashmani marriages. Parents arrange Mulan marriages, usually while the betrothed are still children. These arranged marriages are essentially transactions, with one family seeking to buy its way into alliance with another one. The marriage itself takes place when both become adults. Divorce is possible, while costly, in both wealth and goodwill. Education in Hazlan is done mostly through foreign private tutors, as teaching is too common and mundane task for most Mulan, while the Rashmani are not permitted in education. For a more advanced education, a handful of specialist academies can be found in the major settlements. The most infamous is the Red Academy in Ravenloft, where Hazlani wizards are trained. The major art produced in Hazlan is theater. Traditional Hazlani theater is called Hazlan. It is characterized by each character played by two actors, one of whom sits on the other's shoulders. The former supplies the voice and the latter does the walking. Further, characters in Hazlan are generally caricatures, with wildly exaggerated features and personalities. The masks used by the actors are called Habza and are prized artworks for many collectors. Hazlani also enjoy puppetry, and puppet theater is almost as popular as Hazlan theater. Many Hazlani enjoy shadow puppet shows that tell the stories of Hazlan's folk heroes. Hazlani have maintained an odd, inconsistent relationship with arcane arts. In the distant past, Mulan considered the arcane arts a noble calling, with many kings themselves being mages. Following the years of the Tattered Banners, Hazlik seized control of Hazlan, and for decades, the practice of arcane magic was prohibited under penalty of death by any, save the Red Wizard himself. The Church of the Lawgiver in Hazlan eagerly supported the ban as well, proclaiming that arcane magic as a violation of the natural order and a sin against divine law. After the cataclysm of the Grand Upheaval, Hazlik suddenly reversed his position, founding the Red Academy. Hazlani were now encouraged to study the arcane, even the Rashmani. Some among the Mulan are still suspicious of the shift in attitudes. While no one dares to speak against the Red Wizard, they go to incredible lengths to avoid magic and its practitioners. Rashmani want little to do with arcane magic, having seen too many kinfolk taken to the tables for experimentation. Those who do travel to the Red Academy to study wizardry become outcasts. The dogma of the lawgiver claims that Hazlik received a divine revelation when the lawgiver returned following the Grand Conjunction. So, the Church claims that arcane magic will somehow be crucial in preventing the future catastrophes. Hazlani attitudes towards divine magic vary. Mulan considered the lawgiver the only true god, and clerics of the other gods are believed to be in league with the demons, or arcane spellcasters in religious guise. So anyone proclaiming to follow a god other than the lawgiver finds himself the target of harassment, even imprisonment. Rashmani, however, have a more calm attitude. Most follow the lawgiver, but many also quietly offer worship to other deities. Divine spellcasters of any kind typically garner respect from the Rashmani. Most Hazlani are deeply religious. Mulan are almost desperate in their service to the Church of the Lawgiver, hoping that their continuous devotion will convince him to keep them in power longer. Rashmani turn to religion as an escape from the toil of their material lives. Even the oppressive dogma of the lawgiver provides them with some hope, as it promises them that their endless obedience and toil will be richly rewarded in the next life. Hazlani concepts of heaven and hell are based on the dogma of the lawgiver's church. The Iron Paradise is a destination of loyal souls who follow the lawgiver tenets in life and respect their tradition. After death, the souls who have earned a place in the Iron Paradise are filled with the holy truth of the lawgiver and become his vassals. Those who fail to obey the lawgiver's commandments are cast into the hell of slaves. In this burning land of red skies and black stone, the unfaithful are forced to toil under the whips of cruel demonic overseers, while biting, squealing packs of rats crawl everywhere. Hazlik, the Red Wizard, is Hazlan's absolute and unquestioned master. He is feared and respected by all of his people. He apologizes for nothing and answers to no one. Twice a month, he meets with a small council of Mulan governors or Raylok. Each Raylok oversees a separate section of Hazlan, enforcing the law and executing Hazlik's will. The Governors' Council has 8 seats. Appointed to such a position is the height of political power for Mulan, second only to Hazlik. In recent years, though, the governors have found themselves taking orders from the Red Wizard's chief apprentice, a Rashmani woman named Eleni. Hazlik has made it known that her word carries the same weight as his. It is a testament to Hazlik's power as a ruler that the nation did not rise up in a revolt when Eleni, mere weeks after becoming Hazlik's apprentice, scandalized the entire population by shaving and tattooing her body in the fashion of Mulani women. Thank you so much for your time, precious listeners. Hazlan is not the best place to live for anyone, but there is a great power to be gained in here. So please, while you're traveling to gain it, be careful while crossing the mists.